My name is Ginza Vualzong. I am the ITLF spokesperson.
Okay. So you just came back from Delhi and you met Home Minister Amit Shah. What he said, what were points of discussion, and what you said to him?
Right. We were invited by the Home Minister for a talk in New Delhi. We reached New Delhi on this Monday, and we were supposed to meet him on Tuesday, but due to the parliamentary debate, we could not meet him on that day, and we could only meet him on Wednesday. So the meeting was about the burial of our martyrs, which he previously requested us to defer and asked us for 7 days. So since the 7 days was about to expire, he invited us for a discussion. So prior to discussion with HM, we had 3 sessions of discussion with the IB as well as the interlocutor AK Mishra. And on the day of the discussion, the HM requested us whether we could change the location of the burial site because the burial site falls under a conflict zone, and he advised us it would not be appropriate to honor the deaths in a conflict zone where the crisis in Manipur continues, and there could be some issue if we buried it there. So what we told the Home Minister was, since the decision of the burial is coming from the people, we will go back to our people and we will discuss with them, and whatever decision we make, we will get back to him.
Okay. So you have discussed this burial thing with Home Minister Amit Shah. So the Solicitor General Tushar Mehta had claimed in Supreme Court, he said that the most of the dead bodies that are laying unclaimed in Imphal, they are of infiltrators.
Okay. Regarding that, we also spoke about the dead bodies with the HM and the IB people, and they told us that only 9 out of the 90 dead bodies, only 9 were left to be identified. So I'm sure the government knows whether they are infiltrators or whether they are Indian citizens, because out of 90, 81 are identified. So we can ask the government whether they are really infiltrators or whether they are actually Indian citizens.
So you are saying that the statement which Tushar Mehta gave in Supreme Court, the things which he told to Supreme Court were lies. If the government is claiming that out of 90, 81 dead bodies have been identified.
Tushar should have, I think, before he spoke out, he should have confirmed with the government, because the identification has majority of 100% of the dead bodies are being identified. He should have confirmed with the government. So without confirming, he just blurted out, and I think it's very irresponsible of him, just calling people infiltrators. He should have confirmed his information.
So how many dead bodies of Kukis are in Imphal, and how do you plan to bring those bodies here?
As per my estimation, we believe the Kuki bodies would be in Imphal would be around 40, 50, and many more missing somewhere. Our total report or data, death tolls, is around 130 at the moment for the Kukis people. So the government told us that once the identification of these dead bodies are completed, they will bring the bodies back to their respective districts.
Okay, like you have said that 81 dead bodies have already been identified. So is the government making any efforts to bring those dead bodies here, to hand over those bodies to you for the burial?
Right.
Because
like I said, the government told us that only 9 bodies are left for identification. Once those 9 bodies are identified, they will start the process of bringing the bodies back.
Okay, so don't you think that the message will stop the government the way like they are not letting anything pass to your area from supplies, from products and anything?
Right. Till now, ever since the crisis broke out from on 3rd of May, we do not receive any supplies coming from Infal towards our districts. So no supplies are received from them from that side. The only supplies that we receive are coming from the Aizawl side.
Okay. So the another thing that the question I want to ask is that your organization's name is Indigenous Tribal Leaders Forum. So like the only Kukis are being attacked. Why its name is Indigenous Tribal Leaders Forum? Are there even Nagas in this group, in Indigenous Tribal Leaders Forum, or it is just a name? Of
Right. Indigenous Tribal Leaders Forum is the name of our organization, which is a conglomerate of all recognized tribes of Manipur. Even Naga tribe are supposed to be in this group, but as of now, only tribals from the Kukis or communities are in this ITLF. So maybe going forward, we can also include the Nagas if they are interested.
Okay. So apart from this, the another question that I have that yesterday the Wire published a story that the Indian government, union government, and some Kuki groups were about to reach an agreement regarding that SU which they had signed in 2008, and that they were about to give some sort of autonomy under 6th schedule of the constitution to the Kukis, and just 5 days before that violence broke out in Manipur. How do you see this?
Right, they were the government and the SOO group were about to sign an agreement regard to a political demand. Since the violence broke out on 3rd of May, they were not able to continue the signing of this political solution. So now that the violence broke out, the ethnic clashes is ongoing, and people are being driven out from the Infal Valley, and many lives have been lost, many properties have been destroyed. Even the SOO group have to change their demand. Earlier, the talks were tripartite, wherein even the Manipur government was involved. This time, since we've been driven out of Infal Valley, the only solution now is to separate from the Manipur. So even the SOO group is now changing their political demand to a total separation from Manipur. So hopefully in the near future, the government will look into our issues and will come up with solution for our political demand.
Do you see any design behind this, that before this groups, your Kuki groups were about to sign an agreement with the government, union government, just 5 days before that, violence broke out? Is there any design, or like the Wire have written that Biren was not happy with this signing of this agreement? He was not agreed to it.
Biren once withdrew the Manipur state government from the SOO talks earlier. So I think he does not want to be part of this political talks and does not support this political talks. So now that we wanted to be separated from Manipur, whether Biren likes it or not, the political talks will go on, and I'm sure one day we will achieve our political demand, which is total separation from Manipur.
So even if your demands gets accepted, so what would happen to the future of Kukis who are living in Imphal? Now they are back in Lamka or other Kuki dominating districts, and whether the Metis who are living in Kuki areas, will they ever come back here, or ethnic cleansing has already happened, or things will never go back to that situation?
I don't think things will go back to the same normal again, because the cut is too deep now. I don't think our people will have the courage, or would like to go back to the Infal Valley. At the same time, I don't think the Metis who lives here in our district would like to come back here again. But if there is a peaceful solution from the government side, let's see, sometime down the line, yes, we can live together peacefully as neighbors.
Don't you think that the entire conflict has created problems for Kuki communities, especially because the most of the big hospitals and the university and government institutions, they are based in Nemphal, not in Churachandpur. And now the Kuki people who want to get treated or who want to go to school or university, they have to take this route to Aizawl or Guwahati or Silchar.
Right, that's a big concern at the moment. We are at war, so we are not able to go back to Imphal. There are many issues and concern related to the students who studied in Imphal, be it from the Manipur University or medical colleges and technical colleges. We spoke with the Home Minister, and we told him about this concern that we are facing in relation to education. So he told me that they are working on it, and any kind of concern that we have can be addressed to the Chief Secretary of Manipur, and they will arrange, facility for the transferring of a student to another state.
Okay, so Kukis have been accusing Manipur police of siding with Meithis and Meithei mobs. So, do you have any proof to substantiate those allegations that Manipur police is siding with the Meithis?
Right, there are many evidences wherein the state forces, especially the commandos, are involved in the attacking of Kuki villages. That's why we do not trust the Manipur commandos. Since the entire state machinery is siding the majority community, which is the Meitei, we do not have faith in the state government, and that's why there are incidents wherein the Manipur commandos try to enter tribal areas, and the women are stopping them from entering, and it creates a lot of issues. And there are incidents wherein the Manipur commando took part in the attacking of Kuki villages. That's why we requested the Indian Home Minister not to allow the Manipur State Commando to enter the hill district, but he told us that the central can also cannot control 100% of the state forces, but what they can do is, if at all they need to enter the hill district, the Manipur commander should be accompanied by central forces.
Okay, so how do you see the role of the Manipur's Meithei-dominated media, the Meithei-run news organizations, and this entire conflict? The way of reporting is being done. Editors Guild recently formed a 3-member committee and sent that committee to here in Manipur to see the kind of coverage that is being done. And Assam Rifles had even complained that the reporting which was being done is not factual, and it's targeting forces.
Right, from the day one, the media, the state media, are very one-sided, biased, and involved in propagating false information. Even when the violence broke out, they justify the violence by coming up with a story that Meitei medical students are being raped here in our district.
Which newspaper had claimed this?
We do not have internet access. We don't know exactly which media, but later on we get to know that a false narrative was doing the round, wherein Meitei medical students were raped here in our district, which is untrue. Not even one of them are being touched. They've been sent off peacefully, and such the kind of false information they spread out to incite the violence. So till now also there are many instances of spreading fake information. Even the ITLF letterhead was misused to spread false narrative to to the media. Even our letterhead was misused. They have published many wrong information in our name in our letterhead. So anyway, the ITLF media cell also work hard to make sure that this to clarify and ensure that these false propagandists are put to stop. So we try our best to tell the national media the truth. So as of now, I think people start hearing our voices, and slowly this false propaganda or false news are being reduced, have been reduced.
Are there any specific newspapers or news organizations that run from Valley which you think cover this entire conflict?
I think most of them do it. I don't want to name the particular media as of now, but all of them are involved in it.